Disclaimer: this video is more of a raw discussion rather than a deep dive into K-pop. It's not an in-depth analysis, just a casual sit-down where I share my personal thoughts and opinions. Before we get started, don't forget to like the video and subscribe for more content. If you've been on any social media app lately, you've probably heard people say things like, K-pop is boring now. And honestly, I used to be one of them. My reason wasn't because I suddenly hated it. It was because I genuinely lost interest. Some people say K-pop's downfall is the constant drama. Others say there's nothing new or exciting anymore. But for me, it's deeper than that. K-pop has become boring because everyone is starting to do the same thing. Every concept, every aesthetic, every comeback feels recycled. Even when a group tries to do something different, it somehow ends up feeling like something we've already seen before. It's not that groups lack variety on paper, they do, but everything feels so polished, so safe, so predictable that the uniqueness gets lost in translation. And this conversation isn't new. Every few years, people declare that K-pop is dying. The same takes you're hearing about 5th gen now were said about 4th gen. Back then, people swore the new generation was ruining K-pop, and before that, they said the same thing about others. But the issue isn't the generations themselves. It's the industry's fear of risk and the fans' obsession with perfection. Everyone wants something new, but the moment someone actually tries something new, they're mocked for it. Let's talk about that because that's a huge part of the problem. All the creative edge K-pop once had, the weird, experimental, auto-tuned, genre-bending fun, it's gone. We'll never get another Bang. By After School, another tastefully chaotic I Am the Best from 21, or something as confusingly brilliant as Zimzalabim from Red Velvet. We'll never have another G or I'm Gonna Be a Star. Those songs weren't just catchy. They had personality. They had guts. They stood out because they weren't afraid to sound a little weird, sound a little offbeat, or take a risk that might not work. Today, K-pop companies are too scared to make those kinds of moves, and honestly, I don't even blame them entirely. Yes, companies chase trends and play it safe, but part of the blame also falls on the fans. Because let's be real, if a group came out today with something as bold as Zimzalabim, the internet would tear them apart within an hour. If an idol debuted with a wild 21 style haircut, they'd be bullied nonstop. Fans keep saying they want something new, but when something actually breaks the mold, they reject it. And that's what makes this so ironic. People say, K-pop is all the same. But the moment something deviates from the norm, it's labeled weird, cringe, or try hard. You can't have innovation if you punish artists for being different. Even the groups people claim are challenging norms, like All Day or Chorus, aren't really taking risks. They're just playing into what they know will work. If All Day truly wanted to be revolutionary, they wouldn't rely on established names to guarantee instant popularity. And if Chorus really wanted to create something new, they wouldn't go for the safe, generic boy band formula. They'd take the kind of creative risk groups like NMIXX took early on. Experimental, messy, but at least brave. And that's what's missing. The bravery, the willingness to fail spectacularly just to make something that feels different. Meanwhile, the music itself keeps blending together. Most groups sound the same. There's no wow factor anymore. No track that makes you stop and think, this is what K-pop is about. The visuals are uninspired and talent has become secondary to aesthetics. I'm not saying 5th gen idols aren't talented, they are, but there's no defining trait that separates them. Every generation had its thing. 2nd and 3rd gen were filled with all-rounders, strong vocalists, dancers, and rappers who could do it all. 4th gen focused on precision and performance, clean, synchronized, and dynamic. But 5th gen? It's hard to describe what defines them beyond looking good and following the formula. And it's not just the structure, it's the sound. Ever since New Jeans dropped Ditto, the industry has been flooded with that same breathy, talk-singing style. Everyone jumped on the minimalist, dreamy Y2K nostalgia wave, and now that sound has completely lost its magic. What was once refreshing has become repetitive. Now, instead of standing out, every new group sounds like a watered-down version of someone else. There's no real vocalist anymore, no individuality in tone, no spark that makes you want to replay a song just to hear one person's part. K-pop used to be fun, loud, chaotic, unpredictable. Now it's safe, sleek, and soulless. Every risk has been smoothed over, every edge sanded down for the sake of marketability. The industry has become so focused on being perfect that it's forgotten how to be exciting. K-pop isn't boring because it's bad. It's boring because it's afraid of risk, afraid of failure, afraid of not being liked. But the truth is, the moments we remember most, the songs, the eras, the chaos, came from artists and companies who weren't afraid to take chances. Until K-pop finds that courage again, we'll keep getting polished, predictable music that looks great on paper but feels completely hollow in practice.